Everybody, I'm Viper, back once again. I did Stasky Nudge yesterday. Now we're back for Colin McRae Rally 2. For those that haven't seen it, this is the second game in the Colin McRae Rally franchise. And it was released back in 2000 for the PlayStation and the PC. There was a Game Boy Advance release a bit further down the line. This is the New Game Plus category for the championship. So we'll be using the fastest car in the game, which is the Peugeot 205 Turbo 16. And we'll be using quite a few cuts on this one, and also some new methods, shall we say, to make the run even quicker. So, if we're ready on time, yep, okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so we'll probably adjust the car settings as soon as we start for each rally. However, there is one thing in particular. So, other than the flashing sky at the top, of course. So we actually have to change our gearbox for most of the rallies. However, the main ones that we actually are going to change them for, which are very important, are France and Italy. So, France and Italy in particular in this game are all tarmac rallies. And the tarmac rallies require a lot of concentration, and also because there's so many corners, it's very, very important that under no circumstances do we overdo the speed. Now this car's very quick, as you can no doubt tell, so we'll be getting quite a few good stage times. By that I mean very, very fast. Now luckily the 120 estimate should be fine. I don't see us going over estimate too much, if that, at all. So we do a lot of cuts as simple as this, essentially like, hey wait a minute, this is a rally game, you're supposed to do the stage. Not in this game. They told you you're supposed to do the stage. You don't actually have to do this, you can just literally just skip across the grass like this. The game does not reset you whatsoever. And the other thing is as well, that's actually going to happen is we're going to use respawn points, essentially. So these respawn points, essentially, so if you go, say, up a hill and get stuck or follow the...
Just to say, could you pause the game a second as we need to fix some audio issues?
Okie dokie.
Or pause the timer a second?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
We can still go from the top.
Are you having a nice time so far?
Not too bad, yeah.
40? That's good. Your PB pace?
Hope so.
Sorry to have this.
That's alright. That's not coming through.
Not at all.
Watch this, the game audio. I was say, watch the.
Change to intermission. Intermission, no ads.
I think in rally you can cut IRL too. Yes, you can. Ha ha ha. Ah.
Is that the one we want?
Do you want me to go into?
Wait, I'm going to test it. Tell me if you hear it. Okay. What the fuck is happening?
Is it unmuted on your side? Oh, it's not muted. Okay. What the hell? Name not available. I mean, I can go back in game, but that's about as far as I get.
You should be hearing something through this.
Nope. Okay. I could do some more chicken. Oh, alright. I was gonna say, Luckily I hey, save the day.
Okay. This should be the thing that hangs.
I heard the right input, not the left was blaring out.
Take it out, put it back in. Okay. This.
Did the entire stream just hear this? What the hell did you do? Yeah, that's definitely working.
Do you have the slider up still? No, the one from as in stream hearing is right now.
Uh-oh, yeah, they heard it too. Crazy. Crazy.
Don't worry.
Alright, I think we are fine to get back onto it. If we're...
Okay. I've gone deaf. There we go. Also, we have a weird graphical glitch, but this is fine. This will sort itself out. Don't worry. Okay, we're back. Yeah, we're back. 2, 1, go! There we go, it's better. Okay, so, graphical glitch time. Oh boy. So, essentially, this doesn't actually happen normally. It's like, wait, what happened to that car? It's okay, it'll sort itself out, it fixes itself. If it doesn't, we should be fine. Essentially, this is a temporary bug, so everyone ignore the invisible car. It's an old game, so glitches do happen. So that's a lot better. So, if I complete this first stage, there we go, the car's come back, albeit no wheels now. Hey, it's Rayman! It's a Rayman car, nice. There we go! We got the car back, told you. So, in each stage there are several cuts that we're doing. Not in every single stage, but in each one there's going to be some sort of cut or another. And the most part about this game is the fact that obviously, it being a rally game or a racing game, you have to go very fast. Which is obviously the idea of a speedrun. So there'll be a few minor cuts that we'll be doing during the entirety of this run. There'll be a few major ones as well. And also, this is the only game, from what I remember, in the entire Commodore Rally series, aside from obviously like newer ones, dirt games, which actually has dynamic weather. So if I was to do a run of this, for example, and it happens to start raining, the next time I reset, it could be dry. Also, I need to make sure my car doesn't slide off too much. This car is a bit of a handful, and also we're going to be taking a lot of shortcuts through trees, around the back of trees. Essentially what we're normally supposed to do is obviously just follow the course, easy peasy. Not with us. No. That's too easy. We have to shortcut and nitpick our way through stuff. You also notice there's a few like there's a few like things on the floor that are missing. Don't worry, this is actually all part of the graphical bug that's with this game. It is an old game, so it does have a few graphical bugs. Nothing to worry about. So essentially this is, I'll explain each rally as we go. So this is Finland. Finland is a very fast rally to start us off with. We then go to Greece, which I'm sure Paul will be happy to know. Which is very dusty and quite slow. Then we move to France, which is Tarmac Heaven, as I call it, because it is a bliss to drive, no matter what car you're in. And then finally, we have, there's Sweden, which coincidentally is what I like to call, Sweden can either be good to you, or it can be bad to you. One or the other, it takes its pick on which one it wants to be. Then there's Australia, which is just flat out fast. Kenya, even quicker. Italy, Tarmac Hell. Or as I call it, the Rally of 1,000 Corners, because it literally just feels like it takes forever. And then finally, UK, which is literally pure RNG land, because of the weather. And I guarantee it, in this run, most likely, we're going to get rain in the UK. Now this isn't a big deal, but if we get dry weather, that'll be a miracle. So the chances of rain in the UK, especially, or in each of the rallies, it differs from run to run. And the perfect run, as you can no doubt guess, would be completely dry, barely any rain whatsoever. That sort of stuff. And the only gear ratios we actually change, the only things we change in this game are the gear ratios, that's it. We don't change tyres or anything like that. Now, a normal player or a casual player would probably change tyres, change gearbox, lower the suspension, whatever, just so it fits their driving style. Not us though, we don't do that. We just drive with flat out as fast as it can be. So the reason why this car is the quickest car in the game, long story short with this one, Back in the 1980s, there was the era of rallying called the Group B, and Group B was essentially, I don't know, I think it was 500 brake horsepower monsters. Now, rally cars nowadays can achieve a slightly bit more than that, or can even match it at times, even with less power, which is pretty crazy. But back in the 80s, these things absolutely dominated the WRC. So, for example, I think probably some of the most well-known, as we go a bit wide there, some of the most well-known rally cars in existence, I think, are the Audi Quattro, this, the Peugeot 205 Turbo 16, or T16 for short, the Ford RS200, the Lancia 037. If you go back about 10 years prior to that, you've got stuff like, I think it was like the Lancia Stratos, Ford Escort Mark II, that sort of stuff. You go back another 10 years, you got like the Fiat Fulvia, I think it is. Lancia Fulvia, sorry. Lancia Fulvia HF. What else? Mini Cooper was 1950s. Even like the Saab, I can't remember what it's called now, Saab something. Also, yeah, it's very descriptive of me. It's like Saab 37 or something. It was a classic car in the 1950s, which seemed to do well. But the Mini Cooper is actually legendary, not just because it was in the Italian job, but also because of the fact that for a small car, it was basically David versus Goliath, which is pretty incredible considering the car's small and everything. It works pretty well. Also, just going to cut across this grass. Essentially, we're supposed to take the corners as fast as we can. We're not actually going to do that. We can, like I said, we can just cut across as many corners as we can. Essentially, this is like Corner Cutting Simulator 2000. And you're absolutely right. Is it Salt Gary fan? Yes, you're absolutely right. The Group B cars were lightweight as well, so essentially they could get chucked around. There's even like a really good story about the WRC back in the Group B days, which was involving, I think it was Haku Minala or something, Miku Hakala or something, I can't remember his name. And the original Stig Blomqvist, that sort of thing. Oh, Ari Vatanen as well, he was there. So I think it was through with Ari Vatanen, and he used to drive this, and he was against like Walter Roll and stuff, who used to drive the Audi Quattro, which at that point was a monster of a car. They still are to me, they're still very, very quick, even nowadays. Still very, very quick rally cars. But essentially there was an interesting story back, I think it was back in the 80s, I don't know if it was like 85 or something, where essentially in Monte Carlo, Ari Vatanen, who was driving this, was leading. Then he had a big off in one of the stages, and he fell behind by like 8 minutes, which was quite interesting also. Sorry, Carl. Yeah, so essentially like he fell behind by something like 8 minutes or something, and he actually made this astonishing comeback by putting on the tarmac tyres, I think it was, or he kept on, sorry no, he kept snow tyres on also. I can be careful, there we go. That wasn't too bad of a cut, I thought I'd get that a bit better. So essentially like he was 8 minutes behind, and within like a full stage, or within half a stage, of like the longest stage in the rally, he actually managed to pull those 8 minutes back. I think it was 8 minutes, either that or it was like 3.5, 4 minutes. That sounds a bit more accurate. But he was quite a fair bit back, a few minutes behind. And he got up past him and then managed to hold on to the lead to actually win. And won by, I think like 20 seconds or something, 25 seconds. I was like, wow. I mean, you can imagine, like, the WRC still has stuff like that today. It's not like really predictable. I mean, alright, yes, OJ's a pretty good driver. It's been more of the way of Tanak this year, more or less. Funnily enough, rallying's not a sport I catch up with. I just seem to enjoy rally games. Small world, isn't it? It's like small world, funny little world. And yes, the Swedish Rally WRC Evolved was brutal. Funnily enough, there was a run that I did of WRC 4 not that long ago. It's not that long ago, it was months back, and we originally did it with the intention of, I wonder how long this will take. So we did the rally, skipped a few, and it took like 4 and a bit hours to do. I think it was the Intermediate Championship, which for me was pretty crazy. Also 247 dead, there's something nice about having a bang on dead, you know, really good stage time like that. That's really cool. But yeah, it was like 4 hours or something. Pretty crazy. Funny enough, WRC Rally Vault is a game I haven't actually finished myself. So essentially the easiest way of me explaining, like I said, the easiest way I'm explaining this game as a whole is there's a lot of corner cuts that we do, a lot of minor ones. You'll notice like, oh, there's a few that are really easy to pull off. But then there's a few, it's like, how do you know where you're going? It's like, just practice really. Like there's a really big cut in the next stage coming up. So, for example, there's actually the reset, which, remember how I mentioned before about a reset spawn being to our advantage? That's actually going to happen in the next stage, so you actually get to see what I mean. The most useful one is in the UK. And speaking of the UK, you'll be surprised to find out. So the fourth stage in the UK has this little unique trick up its sleeve. Now unfortunately, because it is very, in my eyes, very difficult to pull off, especially in a run, like nobody's been able to pull it off in a run. So for the sake of things, I'm going to play it safe and not do it. But essentially there is a barrier in stage 4, where if you go through it hard enough with this car, you can go through it. Like the Mini Cooper that's also in this game will fit through it with ease, no problem. However, because this car's a lot wider, it's a lot much more of a fine line. You know, in terms of like fitting the car through, essentially. So you can fit the car through, and you'll go through like the fence that's right in front of you. You'll just glitch through the fence, and you can drive out of bounds. And when you respawn, eventually, going about as far as you can go. When you respawn, you'll be right at the end of the stage. So, like the record for the stage, I think at the moment is like a 1 minute 9 seconds. I remember when I used to play the game, it used to take me like nearly 3 minutes to do the stage. So, yeah, pretty big time save. Pretty big time save. So, like I said, Greece is very dusty. It's not the slowest rally on the calendar. I think the slowest is actually Sweden. But I won't lie, Greece is a bit, meh. It's not great, but essentially going as fast as we can is the only thing I can do. So that is stage 2 done, and we have a service area, which I'm going to actually use to repair. Not save, I don't want to save. So you do get these service areas after every 2 stages. Oh yeah, and there's also a unique little trick that we use in super special stages, so I can also show that off as well. Now this was found by a guy called Zorfkov in the community, and it was a game changer for us because originally we were aiming to finish this game in less than an hour and 25 minutes with like really good driving, good RNG weather, etc. And here's what I mean by a reset. So doing this and getting reset to the track there is a lot quicker than doing the stage normally. It saves like 5 seconds, which is really weird. It just happens to save like 5 seconds. So the game changer that we found recently, as we've got yet another corner. Yeah, so essentially the game changer is on the super special stages, we actually want to get ourselves disqualified from the rally. And you're like, wait a minute, usually like in all the other games you get disqualified and that's it, game over. Not in these games, you can actually use this. So Zorfkar found that you could do it in this game. We tried it in the first game, it disqualifies and makes you restart the rally. So essentially you can't do anything about that. But then the other thing as well is that we also have other stuff as well. Like we tested it in 3, 04, 2005, and it even works in dirt. Dirt works in a slightly different way. But essentially what it is we drive head on into the other car. Not at 100 miles an hour, but we drive head on to the other car. And what this enables us to do is it stops us sooner. So a super special stage can take between a minute and 20 seconds to about a minute and 40. However, by doing this little trick, it saves like a minute on every stage. So essentially we save like 5 minutes in the entire run. So now like the record for the novice category, which was sub 125, which is what we were trying to aim for, became the first guy to get sub 120. And lucky one of the other guys in the community, he managed to get pretty close to 120, and then I finally did the one that everybody couldn't do, which was eventually actually also another reset spawn there, which was essentially we managed to get the sub 120, so I'm pretty happy for that. Now, funnily enough, in this car, getting a sub 120 is a lot easier simply because of the fact that you can do stages a lot quicker. So in the regular category, the difference between this category and the regular category, this category you can use any car that you like, absolutely anything. Whereas if you do the normal championship, so you do it normally, the new game one, so to speak, sort of, you know, new game, you have to use one of the 6 original cars, which are the Subaru Impreza, the Toyota Corolla, the Mitsubishi Lancer, which I think at the time was a Mitsubishi Evo 4 or 5, I think it was Evo 5 actually. The Ford Focus from 2000, the Seat Cordoba, and finally the Peugeot 206. So those are the 6 original cars. So essentially out of them 6 cars, the fastest one we picked for normal championship is the Seat, because it actually has, and after reading into this, like, I didn't even know this till literally a couple of months back. Also, yeah, the Sky's having a bit of a fit, I do apologise. It's just all part of the graphical bug, but yeah, I didn't actually know this. So out of the 6 original cars, all of the cars have 300 horsepower, apart from the Seat. The Seat actually has 310. Now we always wondered why the Seat was quicker, and now we know. It has an extra 10 horsepower. I don't think it's the lightest car of the bunch. I think the Toyota is the lightest. Coincidentally, the Toyota is actually the slowest. But yeah, so it's not too bad. Also, for added optimization, we use manual gears instead of automatic. This is because you can use something called engine braking. Also, so this is what I mean about the super special stage. So we're at the first super special stage. Normally, we do this. So you normally have to go the right way. It's like, hey, wait a minute, you're going the wrong way. The game actually doesn't stop you from going all the way around and meeting the other car head on. So this is essentially what actually saves all the time. So you go back in the opposite direction. It's only in championship mode, by the way. So hopefully I get this. So we just wait for the other guy to turn up. Yeah, there we go. So we might glitch through him there, so you have to get him to touch you, and then that disqualifies you. There's also this weird glitch where you can actually glitch through the car and then that's it. Also, France. Blink and you'll miss it. Now this is literally what I like. I like France quite a lot. The tarmac's very nice, although in this car you're doing things at 120 miles an hour. So it's not as easy as it looks. You may have noticed as well we shortened the gearbox. That's essentially so we can get as much speed as we can whilst going around corners. Also, please don't spin out too much. That was not good, but that's not too bad, we can still keep it going. The car can actually catch you off guard. So, here's the funny thing. Between the PlayStation version and the PC version, the tarmac physics are completely different. So, tarmac on PC is a bit slidey. There is grip, but it slides, so the car will slide. However, on the PlayStation 1, you will have tarmac, the car will stick to the road like glue, it just will. For some odd reason, the car just sticks to the road, it's crazy. There isn't actually too many shortcuts in France, I will admit that. There's like a few minor ones where you just like cut across a bit of grass here, that sort of thing. It's mainly all about the driving. That's essentially the bottom line of the entire run, the driving as fast as you can go. But doing the shortcuts obviously always helps. So you notice how we use engine braking? So essentially what this allows me to do is this allows me to not use my brakes as much. It's like brakes, we don't need any brakes. I mean, we will be using them like for the hairpins, for example. Also, I changed to neutral there, and I haven't done that for a while. This is fine.
Speaking of things being fine...
So, essentially, a good in-game time for France is sub 10 minutes. And I'm pretty sure, even with that mess up at the start of this stage, we should be able to achieve that with ease. I think I saw a question before about, does this game have a category without cuts? It doesn't. However, if you want a benchmark for the game without cuts, you can always do it without cuts, and it'll also be counted as a run, essentially. As everyone's like ignored. Denied. But yeah, essentially, there isn't a category for no cuts, but you can do it with or without cuts. It really doesn't matter. Essentially, as long as you win the championship, it's fine. So I need to just be careful here. Going off the road a bit too much. Hopefully I don't go off too much. So the way I've realised something here. Also, yes, there is a lot of gear change. If you think it's bad here, wait till we get to Italy. Like Italy's constantly like bang, 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 constantly just changing gear. There is actually 100% category for this game. Like, how does that work? So there's 3 championships in this game, in the main game. So there is Novice, Intermediate, and Expert. There's also an arcade game mode, sorry, which essentially is circuit racing. You have to complete all 3 levels of the circuit racing and all the groups of the tracks. And finally, you have to do something called challenge mode. Now, challenge mode is essentially the super specials. You have to do 4 rounds on every single stage, which I think is about 5 stages altogether. Also, sorry car. I'll try not to batter the car too much because the car is a nice car. I mean, I've seen better, but for a car of its age, it's not too bad. Plus, it's powerful. That's all that matters. Also, if you own this car in real life and happen to smash a back tail light out, it would cost a fair bit of money. A lot more than what you get for a normal car nowadays. I mean, the car would be quite expensive. Even the stock one, like just a regular Peugeot 205, wouldn't cost you too much. Also, this is looking good. See, 217, 218? Yeah, not too bad. That was a pretty good stage time, actually. While practicing this game, my god, that turning voice must get annoying. Yeah, it does a bit. For me, it's kind of drilled into me like clockwork. Also, we're not doing too bad on time, which is good. I think we're on pace to keep underestimate here, which is nice. If we do go underestimate, I do apologise. Also, we're dependent on there's a cut in Sweden, a big one actually, which essentially we've named the ice skip. And essentially all it involves us doing is flipping the car over twice along the side. And once you flip it over, this essentially saves you doing most of the ice section. In the long run in the actual stage, it's about 40 seconds saved, give or take. So a nice long straight. Even though it's curves, it does actually put a lot of people off with the braking zones. So like I said, this was released back in 2000, but if I'm being honest, PC graphics for this don't even look that bad. It is on a 720 resolution, which originally wasn't supported, but thanks to a guy called Silent, we actually managed to, he managed to create a patch for the game, which allows the game to run in 720 and 1080 output, which is really cool. It's like, this game came out in 2000 and yeah, it looks pretty good for 720p. Like, I think there was me and a couple of guys that actually had a chat about the graphics on this the other day. And we actually agreed that the graphics look pretty good for a 2000s game. I don't think there's any 2000s game, maybe, racing game wise, that actually comes close. I wouldn't say it can put like modern games, it doesn't give modern games a run for the money. Because I think then games do look better than this, but not bad for its age, if I'm being fair. Also, I think this is probably a good time to mention, we do have a speedrunning Discord for this game, for the entire Colin McRae Rally series, so that's all the Colin McRae Rally games and the Dirt series. And yeah, essentially we've got, like, if you need any advice or any help or anything like that off any of the guys, then that's the place to go for anything to Colin McRae essentially, or any of the dirt games too. That goes like all the way up to the new one as well, Dirt Rally 2. I think there's people speedrunning that now, if I remember correctly. I know people did runs of Dirt Rally, but there's also runs of Dirt Rally 2. And also in November, I believe it is, the community itself is running an event called McRae. So, judging by the name of the title, you might have a clue what that's about. It's like, wait a minute, McRae, let me guess, it's to Colin McRae, right? Yeah. It's not celebrating his birthday or anything like that. So essentially what it is we're essentially a rallying marathon that we're starting, I think it's November 8th at 6 o'clock. And it's running through until November 10th. Submissions are open, they're open till the end of next month, I think it's like the 23rd of October. So feel free to get the submissions in if you feel free to submit for that. But not only that, actually, I think it's a good opportunity to mention that essentially the games that we're running, we've run the game, the marathon twice already, and it's been on pretty good. The last time went better than anything else. And not only that, but we've kind of just opened it up. So originally we were only allowing Colin McRae games in the Dirt series. We've opened it up so we'll allow like any off-road racing game, or rally game in general. Any rally series, rally game, that sort of thing. But yeah, I thought I'd just sneak that in there. So, sorry window. Also, a window shattered. Oh, it's the back window, okay, that's fine. I thought the actual rear windscreen shattered then. I guess not. But if you are interested, it is on speedrun.com. Pages there, all the info's there if you need it. Also, got across this little tiny piece of grass. Doesn't save much, maybe like a tenth of a second, if that. So, go across here. Sorry game, you don't care, do you? No, you don't. Like I said, it's ridiculous how much, like when we started to find skips and everything, when the community started to find skips, or when Lucky, should I say, started to find some skips, it was unbelievable to find how broken this game really is, and how much stuff it lets you get away with. Also, 28-20, oh, we're doing pretty good. I think we're on pace. Okay, France done, Sweden's next. Here comes Sweden, and it's snowing! What a surprise. Also, yes, Rally Trophy. I forget about that game. I think I own that game too. I've not actually played that properly though. I need to have a proper go at that game someday. So as you no doubt guess, Sweden, very slippery. A lot more slippery than Greece. But then again, it's snow and ice essentially. Oh yeah, if anyone's interested in terms of like what the cockpit looks like with this game, so you have a couple of camera views. I should probably mention this. Not too useful for the run, but it does have a couple of the views. So you've got your outside view, that sort of stuff. You've got the, I think what they call a bumper cam. That's the bonnet cam actually. Bumper cam, that's the bonnet cam, and then on board. Now we're doing it proper rallying style. Yeah. I always prefer the outside view. I don't know why, it's always just been more fun to play with the outside view. Also, the snowbanks slow you down, but that's not exactly a bad thing. The snowbanks aren't a bad thing. It can actually help. So it's like, oh my god, I'm going to hit the corner at 200 miles an hour. Well, obviously, you can't do that fast, but yeah, 120 miles an hour. You just hit the snowbank, boom, you slowed right down to like 70 miles an hour. Piece of cake. Also, you notice then that the car has it sounds differently when we're on like the hood cam and the bumper cam. Each of the cars does sound slightly different, which is nice because from the back of the car, oh, it sounds like this, and then you go to the bonnet cam or the onboard cam and it sounds even more different. It's like, ooh, it's quite nice. Also, if you accidentally see me leaning whilst going around corners, I do this a lot, I do apologise. Although, I wouldn't want to be leaning when the car gets flipped over in a minute. Oh yeah, the car actually gets the default tyres put on, so we've actually got spike tyres put on, or snow tyres, whichever you want to call it. The game actually puts these on for you by default as well. Also, two-wheeling, nice. Nearly flipped the car somehow. Which is good, this actually also saves us time. And the best idea as well is to try not to repair the car too much. Like, essentially we could repair the car, but I try not to. Unless I batter the car hard enough, then yes, I will definitely do that. Also, we have this weird graphical glitch. So, this weird graphical glitch appears at the end of some stages. I don't actually know why, but it's a weird graphical glitch that happens. Also, I actually missed the gear skip there. Yeah, the gear change. So if you play manual in this game, you actually have to change gears manually the moment it starts. So normally, I think in the other games, the game starts you off in first gear. You want the lights go green, so then you immediately have to start changing gear. This actually will leave you in neutral if you don't change up a gear. As soon as the lights go green, it's all about reaction times. So this is essentially where automatic can actually gain a slight advantage. But they gain a big they have a big disadvantage when it comes to some of the parts, because they can't go as fast because the game downgrades your gears too quickly. So here's the ice skip. Now this is a bit of a pain to get right, so I'm hoping we get this right. Fingers crossed. So, come on. Yeah, I got it right, okay. That's the first part. So essentially the second part is coming up here. Now you won't believe me, but wrecking the car does actually improve this. Also, right side, there we go. So essentially them two skips, and that's the ice skip, I'm pretty glad that pulled off first try. So that ice skip has saved around 40 seconds on this entire stage. You wouldn't believe that, but it actually does. We did like a test, and by the time we're getting out of here, if you notice the time at the top right corner, right, we're just getting back on the snow, 131. That's not bad. I've done better times, but yeah, 131 is pretty good. But then if you do all of the ice stuff, it's around like nearly 2 minutes by the time you come out, or even maybe past 2 minutes. So okay, so it's more like 30 seconds essentially, not 40. Obviously the slower the car, the more time you gain. You can do it in the Mini Cooper and the Ford Escort, which funnily enough have their own. They have their own categories, weirdly enough. Yes, the Mini Cooper itself, the car on its own, has its own category. The reason was kind of essentially it's just a miscellaneous category. There's not one for every car, but the Mini we thought deserved to have its own category. As does the Ford Escort. I think the Ford Escort is the slowest car. Despite how slow the Mini is, you can get some pretty ridiculous speeds out of it. Also, 224, nice. So I do believe you can race on this game. You can race this with a steering wheel, which is really cool. I've never tried it myself, but from what I've heard, those that have tried it, it's interesting. I don't think it's like the greatest driving experience, but again, it's a game that was made back in 2000, so... It's not too bad though, not too bad. So stage 3, this is actually a quick stage. And then we have stage 4, which is essentially a night stage. So the reason why, I mentioned before about there being service areas and saying how you can repair the car and all that sort of stuff. So the reason why there are service areas, essentially this marks the end of the day. So, in Novice, the end of day 1 is after stage 2, the end of day 2 is usually stage 4. However, if you're like this, so Sweden, I think it's Greece, Sweden, Kenya and the UK, that all have the super special stage. Stage 3 consists of doing the super special stage. So you actually have 2 service areas instead of 1. Like I was saying before, Kenya is extremely quick because we actually turn our gearbox up to the next notch up, which is essentially a longer gearbox. And the longer gearbox basically means we go as fast as possible. Also, you can play this game with a analog stick. I've always, for some strange reason, and people even find this strange, which I don't blame them, is I'm using a 360 control at the moment. You're like, oh, okay, so you're probably using the triggers and the analog stick, right? Nope. I'm using the A button to accelerate, the X button to brake, and the D-pad to steer. Why? Essentially, the steering inputs are a lot better. You can actually drive the car faster. So if you use the analog stick, the car steers violently to the left and the right, and essentially you'll lose speed. And if you're going around a corner too fast, you more or less want a smoother turn, rather than a more violent turn. Because if you violently turn the car will just flip over and flip for ages. If you're going fast enough, it will. I saw a bit of wall grinding there. We do wall grinding at times. There's not that much, to be honest, in terms of wall grinding, but we do that. The whole point is to go flat out, which coincidentally coincides with Colin McRae's motto: if in doubt, flat out. Bit of culture in there for you. So we just use that there to bounce off. Also, I'm trying to avoid as much as I can the sides of the snowbanks. So it's essentially, like I said, they slow you down, and that's actually what we don't want to be doing. We don't want to get slow down. Also, that's the fastest way through that corner. We found that out. If you just put your foot down and smash the barrier, it's fine. So there's a little minor cut here to our left. So if I might slow down, there we go. There we go. So that's the first little minor cut. Then there's another minor cut as well, just through these trees. Try to remember what the route is now. There we go. Out the other side, nice. Fun fact, if you play this game through normally, and you play it through and do, like, say you want to play it through without corner cutting, with really good driving you can get like a 123 or something. However, if you do it with cuts and glitches and everything, you're like 5 minutes faster, which is ridiculous. That's almost the end of Sweden. We've got the super special stage, and if you remember before, we actually had to do the trick where we reversed and went backwards. Yeah, we get to do it again. Also, there's this weird bug with this game where controller inputs and keyboard inputs have a slight delay. So there's like this weird window that seems to change constantly. We don't know why this is a thing, and we don't think there's going to be a fix for it anytime soon. But essentially, you can press gear up to change up a gear. It's only happens with manual gears, by the way. So essentially, what happens is, if I can just get the skip 1 second, it just seems to glitch. Also, yay, there you go, he went straight through us. Nice. And we still win the rally, huzzah. Okay, cool. Nice. So this is Australia. And there's not a lot to say, although it's going to be pretty quick. So essentially, what I was trying to say about this weird bug, I don't know how long it's been in the game. I think it's been in even since the game released. So essentially, for manual gears in the super special stages, like I said, there's this weird bug, this weird delay, and you go to click up a gear, and rather it be on time like it is with the stages, like it is now, I'm shifting up now, and it's literally bang on time. The moment I click switch up a gear, it switches up. If the moment I click switch down, it goes down a gear, which is what it's supposed to do. In the super special stages, this isn't always the case. It'll go like switch up a gear, come on. You'll press it like 3 or 4 times, and then it'll go, okay, switch up a gear. I don't know why this is a thing, like how or why. Also, that's a bit of a risky cut to take, because you can easily smash the car to pieces if you're not careful. But yeah, essentially, Australia is also full of trees as well. I forgot to mention this. A lot of trees. We're getting a lot of corner cutting through trees as well. Yeah, I don't know why that bug's in the game, and it's not been patched out yet. Hopefully, fingers crossed, in the near future it'll get patched out. So every single game in the series for Colin McRae Rally has a speedrun for it. Now you wouldn't believe this, but yes, even the handheld games do. So Colin McRae Rally 1 also had a Game Boy Color port for those retro game enthusiasts, those fans of the Game Boy Color. The speedrun of the first Colin McRae Rally on PlayStation and PC is around like 55 minutes, so less than an hour. Well, the record is. But essentially like around an hour and 10 minutes, I'd say, for a casual player, an hour and 20 if that. That's the Novice. On the Game Boy Color, it is around less than 15 minutes, or between 15 and 20 minutes, so yeah, it's ridiculously short. This game had a Game Boy Advance release as well, and again, the record's like less than 55 minutes, but for a casual player it's more like an hour and 10 minutes, if that. So the second game is still long, however it's not as long as the PC/PlayStation game, so we're going to cut straight through these trees here, and there we go. That's the end of the first stage. So if anyone has any questions, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have got questions. Feel free to fire away and ask. If we got any donations, that would be a good time.
Not quite any donations right at the moment, but I can plug some stuff that is coming up. Let me just scroll down to where I need to be. Because the next up is Delta Room. Only $50 more to get the secret boss unlocked. Or if you want the pacifist route instead, that's only $65. After that, you can choose Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. You can choose what people will be doing, the team will be using. You can also choose League of Legends, what character we'll be using for that. And feel free, if you have any questions, I can always read them out to you.
Yeah, sure. Also, I don't know if it's worth mentioning, might be worth turning your audio up for me. And just turning the game down a tad. Oh yeah, so that's something. So the there's a couple of rocks off to the side here. Essentially, we should not hit those whatsoever. I mean, it goes without saying, really. It's rallying. There's also them two hidden rocks there, which are a real pain. Should you get it wrong, if you try and take that inside line way too fast, you will hit them. And yes, you will flip, you will damage the car, you will get wrecked. Not exactly the greatest thing in the world. So 207? Nice. 207. Don't cut, cuts the whole hill. Yeah. They just love this game. This is essentially corner cutting central right here, guys. Like, here's the thing, right? Out of all of the games in the Colin McRae Rally series, not the Dirt series, just the Colin McRae Rally series, this is the most fun one to watch, the most entertaining one to watch. You won't believe me when I say that, but like as viewers from the outside, we all said like which one's actually, you know, like if we're not running and we're watching each other, like what game is the most interesting to run? It's like, well, considering that I've run pretty much all of them, I mean, names down pretty much every leaderboard, as is a guy called Joseph as well. He's a good friend of mine. Essentially what had happened was, like, we were going through each one, it's like, yeah, CMR2 is actually the most exciting one because of all the cuts that are in there. So this is the PC version. Hence the reason why it's running at a really good frame rate. Normally this game runs at about 25 FPS. Oh yeah, so that actually brings me on to a really good thing to mention. So if you guys remember the PlayStation version, you guys probably have played the PlayStation version. You know how the PAL, you know, like the difference between PAL and NTSC is usually like 5 frames depending on the game. Pardon me. So, obviously the PAL version of this game runs at 25 FPS and the NTSC runs at 30. The PAL version, yes, the European version, is actually quicker than the NTSC version, or the North American version. Even though it's 5 frames shorter, it's quicker. This is actually one of them very few racing games where playing the European version of the game is quicker than the North American version. Like normally, whenever we've played the first McRae Rally, the North American version was the fastest version for the PlayStation 1. And then when it comes to playing this one, it's like, yeah, you just essentially just play the PAL version. It's great if you're European, bad if you're North American, I suppose. How we actually found this out is we actually kept going, like, essentially how we found this out was I did the first stage of Finland, so the very first stage in the game, and what had happened was doing the stage over and over to get like a somewhat decent time, and I think I got like a 2:05 or 2:06, and then when I tried to match that on the North American version, it took me God knows how many attempts. I mean, obviously a few restarts because I messed up the stage, but by the time I actually managed to match that properly and going flat out around half the corners, it took me a good, I don't know, half an hour to an hour to actually somewhat get near that time. Also, did anybody else just see that sun, or was that me? Pretty sure that's the, yeah, okay, I don't know if we're in a nuclear power plant or something, but the sun's gone full nuclear here. I think Australia's doomed. Like, look, seriously, I'm not kidding. Does that not look like something you see out of the Chernobyl, like, out of the Chernobyl power plant? What the hell? Nuclear sun. Okay, so this is essentially a nuclear rallying simulator. Nice. So we're probably gonna get blown up in a minute. Or flown off our feet. I've never seen that before. That's actually quite funny to look at. Okay, moving on.
Out of curiosity, you know it's 2.0. Is there a 1.5 or why is there a 0.0? Do you know?
Oh crap. Sorry, just to mention, the game audio is a bit loud on your end, as in, I think you need to be turned up a bit. The game audio needs to come down, just so I can hear you guys.
How does the host sound now? Am I beautiful yet?
I can hear the game still a bit loud. I don't know if there's any way to turn the game audio down at all on that side. But I can hear you, Draco. No problem. There we go. A bit more. There we go. It's better. Yeah, a lot better. Thank you. Like I was saying, every Colin McRae Rally game, or Dirt game, yes, even Dirt Rally, and the new one, Dirt Rally 2, has a speedrun for it. And I think I'm not sure if the Dirt Rally 2 leaderboards have been put up yet. If they have, then that's news to my ears. Pretty sure they have though. Also, that was Australia done. Now we get, oh god, that was not what I wanted to do. Now we get Kenya. Now Kenya is extremely quick, so half the stages are pretty much going flat out. There is corners, obviously, but essentially all these stages are like 2 and a bit minutes each. Not even 2 minutes each stage. So it's a very fast roller. Also, ooh. Apart from if I drive like that, that was not intended. That just happened to happen. Just having to go sliding off, heading for a tree. It's like, ooh, doing it for the thrills. Yeah, Dirt 1 has some insane aisles. Also, it's funny because whilst I'm trying a straight line, I can essentially like just go, "So how you doing?" Even though the car's driving at 140 miles an hour. Flat out, he said. Yeah, I know. There is corners. I did say there is corners. It's because I'm using. See, that's the thing with Dirt 4. I don't actually know what's easier to drive with, the arcade handling or the simulation handling. Because after playing Dirt 4 for a bit, I was a bit lost between the two and couldn't feel the difference. I haven't played much of Dirt 4 to be fair. Now there's a shock story for you. Considering I'm a big rally guy fan. I haven't played much of Dirt Rally. I don't own Dirt Rally 2 yet. Or Dirt 4 actually. I own Dirt 4, I just haven't played much of it. Also, a nice little skip, if I can get it. So thank God for a handbrake. Nice. There is like a few minor skips. So stage 2, by the way, you know. So I was saying before, it's like, why is it not flat out? Stage 2 is flat out, trust me. Also, this isn't going to be sub 2. I'd like it to be sub 2 minutes. 159, will it be 2 something? 201, never mind. It's no big deal, it's fine. Okay, stage 2. So this one is very quick. Also, we're nearly $1,000, god damn. I did not know this. Hey! So this is essentially where all of our top speed goes. This entire stage, and I wish I was kidding, this entire stage is me just holding the accelerator button. Not even using the brake. Not once. I'll use my brakes later on. And if you do hear the car slow down, which you probably will, it's because I've let off the gas. The car knocks itself off. Like, the car knocks speed off anyway, so it's fine. It's like, yeah, go in a straight line, woo. Like I said, Kenya's quick, it really is. It doesn't look quick, it probably feels slow to a lot of people, but it is quick, trust me. Stage times are fast. Also, time about 53, nice. Should have Kenya finished before an hour. Hopefully. Give or take, I don't know. There we go. Nice. Just about missed the rock, that was pretty good. Also, if I can, I'll try and see if I can do this in sub 150. See, I have these like stage times in my head which I think are good for a run. So I essentially like just go, like, what's a good stage time for this? Okay, that's it. 148, nice. That was a lot better. What rally game is the best in the history of video games? Ooh. I mean, depending on who you ask, everyone's going to have a different answer. A lot of people would probably say Richard Burns Rally. I'm not actually a fan of that game as much. I need to give it a proper playthrough though, so I can't really comment on that game. The best one for me that I played was, weirdly enough, either this game, not just because I'm playing it, because I put a fair few hours into it, but either this game or the original McRae Rally. Like, there was a lot of hype, I remember, I'd say a lot of hype, there was a lot of excitement, that sort of stuff. When McRae Rally 04 released, a lot of people kind of, I'll say jumped on the bandwagon. A lot of people liked that sort of stuff. Also, is that the guy who played Destruction Derby? Haha! Somebody remembers me from that game. Yes! It was me. It was me. It is. Yeah, I played Destruction Derby 2 last time, for those that don't know. It was a fun run. But yeah, hello! Yeah, there's a few rally games on DOS, by the way. Lego Stunt Rally, no question. It was only a matter of time before a Lego game made an appearance on the rally game list. Fully enough, has anybody here heard of a game called Lego Drone Racers? Yes. Hey. So that game's actually got a fair bit of off-roading, and one of the guys was like, so does that get classed as an off-road racing game? I was like, well, technically, yes. It's like, how? So, well, because obviously you've got road circuits, but you do also have off-road stuff. I said, essentially, that would essentially class as an off-road racing game. It's like, yeah, but it's got power-ups. It's like Mario Kart, and it's still a racing game. Rally game, even. Well, not rally, off-road. Off-road racing game. Rally's more like this. Point-to-point, fast car, AI, one co-driver, that's a rally game. Red split. Oh no, he got a red split. Nah, don't worry about it. That's just only reason that is because when we do that cut going across the fields, the AI, by the time we catch the AI, we actually lose time. But then the next split comes around and it's like, oh yeah, here's all that time you actually just gained. There is a couple of rally games on DOS though, if I remember correctly. I've not played any of them, but there is a few. Pardon me. Ooh. I'm hoping we might be able to get, I think we will, we'll be able to get Kenya done by the time 59 minutes comes around. That's a good time to aim for, sub 59 for end of Kenya. Also sub 2 for the stage, yes. Easy, easy. Sega Rally Championship, I remember Sega Rally. That was a great game. I was just like, where's he going? It's alright, we're going to meet him head on. So, sorry car. Oh yeah, so something really cool can happen on this. So if I can meet him halfway or get him to actually meet, like, head on, he will ram me at God knows how fast. So this guy is not stopping. Oh, he missed me. God damn it. I was hoping he'd actually hit me. That's a shame. Never mind. Also, he won that one. Nice. Italy. So, Italy is RNG weather. Oh, yes, we got the good one. Oh, yeah. It's dry. Thank God. But watch the UK be raining. I guarantee it'll be wet for the UK. Also, remember what I said before? Italy. The home of 1,000 corners. Italy is tarmac hell. Yeah, you had tarmac heaven when we had France. This one? No. It's a lot harder than it looks. There's a lot more hairpins, a lot more concentration is needed. Especially for stages 2 and 3. 4, not so much. 1 and 4 are actually a lot easier to do. 2 and 3? Well, we'll get to that one later. If I remember correctly, the record for this stage is like sub 2. I can never get anywhere near that. So I've wrecked my gearbox already, that's not good. Never mind. Should be good still. Yeah, there is shortcuts in Italy. There's not too many. There is a few, like going up a hill. That sort of thing. So I keep turning way too early. I have to admit, this is not my most flawless Italy, but it's not my worst. It's not my best. Not my best, but not my worst. Also, did I just see rain? I hope not. Don't rain. Do not rain. It should be sunny, Italy. Come on. Stay sunny. As soon as it starts to rain in Italy, you go, well, this run became a lot more fun to watch. Because essentially, then we'll be like sliding on ice. Because we don't, remember what I said before? We don't change tyres. So essentially driving, for those that are unaware, try driving on a wet track with the dry rally tyres. Essentially you've got slicks, which are smooth. It's essentially like driving on an ice rink. And in Italy, you need braking power, you need grip. With driving on ice tyres, you have no grip. Essentially you miss braking points and all that good stuff. So, ouch, ouch. 203 is not too bad. Okay, stage 2, here we go. Oh, it's dry. Okay, it's definitely sunny now. Stage 3 is still going to be a mix though. So stages 2 and 3 altogether, these two stages are actually really hard. Very difficult. There's a lot of hairpins and a lot of concentration will be needed. Don't mind, I'm just going to go quiet. Saves me voice too. Also, we're going to go through a village, because, you know, this is legit, supposedly. I think it actually does run through a village in the real one. Also, bus stop. Oh, it's a shame I couldn't take that out. I don't think you can destroy that now I think about it. And there's the village gone. Ooh, I need to be careful. There we go.
Can I quickly jump in with a donation?
Sure.
We have $5 from Tune. It says $5 hype train for $1,000. Shoutouts from the Darkest Dungeon Speedrun Discord. Good luck all. Really enjoying the Colin McRae rally run. Thank you for your donation, and we're just under $50 away from 1,000, so I think we can get that before the end of this run.
Ooh. Hype. Yeet. So 231, that's not too bad actually, pretty good. Is he shifting gears? Yes, I am. And my fingers are starting to hurt. Let's see, turbo. I actually got to repair my brakes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Also, it's fully dry, so we got the best Italy we could have possibly had. Which is great news. I'm pretty glad that the RNG has gone down so well with the entirety of this run. So far. I mean, I say that UK is going to probably chuck it down, so yeah, UK is going to be a lot of fun. So, sorry car. Italy is also a car breaker. It's like, you should be a better driver then. When it comes to runs, I'm not always the greatest on every single stage. The thing is, rally games for me are a unique... I find to be a unique set of skill. Yeah, that's not really a sentence, is it? No. How do I put it? Sounds like some out taken as well. Also, tree, please. People that tree there. There we go. I was a bit slow, I shouldn't have hit the tree. No biggie. But yeah, essentially, I find that rally games can show off a big sense of skill because not only do you have to concentrate for the entire run, but you also have to put in like your best on every single stage. Which for me is kind of what makes racing games stand out in my book compared to other games, I don't know. But yes, you may notice that a lot of people concentrate more than anything else. I mean, people do concentrate for that sort of stuff also. You should have stayed more to the left there. Not to mention, once tiredness kicks in, then you've had it and it all hell breaks loose then. Oh, that was a very nice game. Do the off-road races in Forza Horizon count? What, as in the off-road racing stuff, the rallying stuff? I don't know, maybe. I mean, there is the rally DLC, because that's a thing, and there is actually speedruns of that too. I know that because I've done one myself, but I mean, that'd count. I know. I don't know about off-road races. Maybe. Maybe. That's a 240. That was a really bad stage. Nice one, Paisley. Viper has spoken. The Lords have spoken. Racing games are now the new thing about games. New genre of games that is popular. Ha ha ha. I'm totally against this. Bye bye, Indy. Indy's not a happy chappy right now. Is he in the room? I can't see him. No, okay, that's fine. What about the ones in NFS Payback? Yeah, definitely. Rise of the Racing Games. I like that, actually. That's nice. Oh, also. Nice. Smash straight into a barrier. Okay, where's the rocks? There they are. That's pretty good, thank God. I didn't actually do too bad with that. So, what's better than driving on the track? Driving next to the track. Yes, this actually does save time. Also, I can't help but notice, look at my rear right wheel. That's took a battering off the bloody barriers. I mean, the gearbox is fine, at least the engine's fine, like, yeah. Right, 107, nice. Also, this is going to be exceedingly close, I think, to a to a 120, so very close. Yeah, that back right wheel's knackered. Just make it worse, because I'm just whacking it on whatever barrier I hit next. Like, yeah, I just got to whack it even harder. Unfortunately, in this game, the damage model isn't good enough that wheels and stuff fall off, but in the later games, you could actually do that. You whacked a tree hard enough, yeah, your wheel's coming off. Like, because that's a lot more realistic. You whack a tree, yeah, wheel falls off, that's supposed to happen. That is supposed to happen. So, 232, yeah, it's nice. Forza Horizon's a pretty good game. Also, are we ready for weather RNG? Is it going to be good or bad? Oh, I got the worst. Screw you, UK. I hate you. Also, I don't know whether that's a thunderstorm or that's just the weather going nuts. Oh boy. I had to get the worst possible RNG. This is where it's like, yeah, you remember that run you just had? Yeah, I'm going to ruin it for you now. Luckily, the UK with dry tyres isn't actually as bad. Oh yeah, so there's some major skips coming up. I say major skips, a good few cuts. The UK does have some good ones. Especially on stage 4. That has a few good cuts. Also, I shortened the gearbox for this rally just simply because of the fact that you spend less time travelling fast and more time cornering. Also, nice. 50 seconds, not too bad. So come on, go, go, go. Nice. Also, you want to see what this looks like from on board? There you go. Alright, fit through that gap. Also, that's a tight window. Over the jump. Ah! God damn it. Missed. It's fine. Back up struts, less. First time I've ever done that. Normally, I hit that and then bounce off, and I'm still able to go. That's the first time I've flipped. I'm disappointed with myself. I blame the UK's crappy weather for this. So you know why it's raining, because it's what's going on at the moment. Awful. Awful. Right, so most of this is essentially following the stage. Also, I need to be very careful. My acceleration and braking needs to be a bit better as well. Just because of the fact that I can spin the wheels pretty easily. You'll notice the car slides a lot more too. Oh god. Yeah, usually that would be more like, I don't know. Normally that would be more like a 204. Not even that. It's still raining. I don't even think it's going to stop raining. Keep those tyres hot. You got it. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'll probably burn the rubber off the damn thing, but you know. All I can do is give it my best shot. Oh, I was like, shed? No. Not the shed. Also, because it's raining, this can slow us down, hopefully. I think we should still get sub 120. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure we could probably get sub 120.
Is it okay to jump in another donation?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, we've got $25 from Cry4. It says, let's crack that 1K. Also, Tricro, please don't die in Dark Devotion. There is no death blow resistance there. Also, thanks to UKSG for putting up this awesome event. Keep it going. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. Also, greetings from Germany. Thanks for your donation.
Okay, so what have we got left for putting it towards something? I don't know. I'm not up to scratch. I'll put it up to the first thing you mentioned. That'll help.
You can come have a look after, and then we'll see where I'm going to put it to.
Sounds good. Wait, hang on, is that Viper thing still a thing? Like the Seams Viper thing, is that still a thing? By any chance? The... whatever it's called. Or has that been and gone, I don't know. Because if that's still a thing, then I'll vote for that. Seams Viper, put it towards that. It's dried off. I just realised, oh my god. Yes! This is perfect. Because I have dry tyres on right now. It's dry. The UK is being nice to me. It's like, see, we did give you a bit of rain, but now I'm just going to tease you. You're not going to get rain, not for a bit anyway. Unless it's just only stopped raining briefly. Like I said, the weather's dynamic, so you might end up getting like completely dry. It might be completely sunny. Like I said, the chances of that is like 1 in, I don't know, God knows how many. I don't actually know. That sort of thing. Percentage-wise, it's probably like 10%. Oh yeah, we're really going to batter the car in the last stage, and you'll see why. So some of the cuts we did in the first stage, we're going to do them, but backwards. But then there's a few new ones that we don't normally do in stage 1 because they're of no use, but they are of use going back, if that makes sense. Also, hey look, happened to go past somebody's house. He's not going to be too happy seeing skid marks in his driveway. I appreciate the kind RNG that the game's decided to give me. This is pretty good. That means this stage can be completed a lot faster too. So what are we at, 115? Ooh. Nah, it'll be fine. It only takes like 30 seconds to complete the last stage. Unless the AI decides to be a pain in the ass, which it could do. That didn't actually damage my car at all somehow. Nice damage physics there, game. Okay, that. Oh, by the way, that was not intentional. That just happened to happen then. Go, 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 go. So 240. Oh yes. Nice. Just. Only just. Stage 4. It's actually dark. It's the first time I've had it dark for a while. So, some of the skips that we did originally, we still get to do some of these, which is nice. However, there is skips that we are going to do to go back. So, like for example, we're actually going to drive on this bit here. Yeah, see all that hairpin? We're not doing that. No, not doing it. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I'm a rocket scientist. There we go. That was intentional, by the way. That's essentially what we call the bridge skip. So there is a cut that I could do here that saves so much time. However, because of the chances of me pulling it off in a run are like 1 in a million, I'm not risking it. Because the car would get smashed up to pieces and we're not doing it. It's not worth risking it. Like, you could be on PB pace and then go for that and it could mess up. And it's like, yep, there goes all your time save. So essentially, I'm not going to do that. So I'm glad that it ended on dry conditions. Like, this is really cool. It's really cool with the game. Like, the game is my homie. Yeah. Thanks, game. So originally, when we did this stage, we didn't actually take the hill here, but we do going back. So oh boy. Yeah, nice. So there goes me with the bloody leaning again. Off I go again. Skip this little corner. Doesn't save much time, but you know, a bit. Also now, this time we should actually be able to do sub 2 minutes. It's going to be great. At least I hope we can. Come on, come on, come on, 154. Just about. Don't drink and drive. Nice, okay, so we're on to the final stage, and I'll let you know when time is.
3, 2, 1, go.
So we actually have to hit McRae. Yeah, I know, ironic, isn't it? We actually have to hit the guy whose game this is named after. Now, the problem is, this is actually the ending strat. If you can call it a thing, the ending trick. So essentially we need to get this. So just to be on the safe side. Missed. That's why. Luckily he's on Novice, so I have to go and catch him. It's like, wait a minute, you gotta do the stage because you didn't catch him. Essentially, because we couldn't clip him. He clipped straight through us. It's fine though, because he's the Novice. So it's like, oh hey McRae, time. Just under 190, nice. Just to prove we did win, there you go. Like 1 minute and 48 seconds. Still pretty good though, I think the record's like 20 seconds faster than that, so that's not even bad. If I got a clip then I may have got the record off myself. I don't know. The goal's to catch McRae, like, sort of, it's essentially to hit him. Also we unlocked the Ford Escort Mark 1, one of the worst cars in the game. Just to prove that we did win, 96. And also, there's supposed to be, so this ending cutscene thing, so it's a weird bug, but essentially what's supposed to happen, it flashes here, it like fades and comes back, and then all we get is, when it comes up, wait for it. Also nice House of Union Jack there. Wait for it, wait for it. There you go. You can hear fireworks going off, and you see them. So what's supposed to happen, the car's supposed to go, I said this on the last time I think I did this. So the car's supposed to go across the bottom, and then skid, and it's in front of like that house, but down the end. And then the fireworks all go off, you can actually see all the fireworks. Unfortunately, yeah, there's this weird bug that happens with the later versions, I say, like with like Windows 7, 8, 10, all that sort of stuff. It just doesn't want to work, I don't know why. It works in the PS1 version, but PC just doesn't seem to work. Again, I don't know why. But that's about it. That was Colin McRae Ride 2, New Game Plus Novice. Again, thank you to UKSG for having me. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the marathon.